My name is Elizabeth. This is Frizzy Lizzie Stitches. Today is May the 7th, 2023, and this is Flosstube number 43. Okay, so it's been 3 weeks since my last video, and I have a lot of stuff to show you. I tried to make myself an outline for my video like I usually do, and then as I was making it, I was remembering lots of things, so I'm sure I missed something. And honestly, this is gonna be a longer video than usual, so my videos are normally around 30 minutes. I'm guessing this one's gonna be closer to an hour. You will know because you're gonna see the timestamp. But anyway, so I figure we could I'm gonna try to have some chill energy, so I don't stress myself out as far as order of what I tell you, items that I'm gonna show you, and all that stuff. So anyway, I've got my what is this? It's a latte. I wanted cold brew, but I went to the Starbucks at Target and they did not have any cold brew, so that was kind of disappointing, but it was fine. Anyway, so like I said, I have lots of stuff to show you guys today. I have 6 cross stitch projects, and then in addition to that, I also have an embroidery project, which is really exciting. And then I have 2 FFOs to show you. One of them is actually the small that I made for Stitch North. So that will actually be a clip that I filmed last time I filmed a Flosstube. So that'll be interesting, pasting that into this video. But yeah, so I guess what I've been up to in the past 3 weeks. Basically, okay, so last weekend was Stitch North, the April weekend, which is when I went. And then I think Stitch North, the second weekend, actually probably is wrapping up as I'm filming this. But yeah, I had a fantastic time. It was so awesome. Basically, the couple weeks leading up to Stitch North was just me doing a lot of car maintenance and getting new tires and things like that, because I was driving to Toronto from Central Ohio. So that was quite an adventure. It was like a 7.5 hour drive there and back, and it honestly wasn't too bad. I am very proud of myself. I did drive alone. I, had planned out all my stops. I drove in a foreign country. Yeah, so I feel like I checked lots of big girl boxes the last weekend. So it was really rewarding. I left on Thursday and I got to Toronto around 3 p.m. I had stopped at Niagara Falls on the way in, and I could see the falls, but I couldn't. It was a beautiful day. I could see the falls, but I couldn't get out of my car because I couldn't find anywhere to park. It was super busy and touristy, and I was also kind of panicking a smidge because, I'm in Canada, so I've got my phone on airplane mode and I'm relying on the GPS that I already set up on my Google map to get me to the hotel. So I did not want to risk getting lost or losing my GPS route, and so I ultimately decided to just, keep driving so that I could get to the hotel and then plan to see Niagara Falls on Sunday, which I did get to do. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a stressful moment for me, but I knew that it was gonna be fine because I was gonna be going that same route back home. So yeah, and then when I got to the hotel, I was kind of the first one there of my friends that I was meeting up with, and I was there probably, I don't think my friends got in until closer to 4 or 5:30, and so I was just chilling in my hotel room, stitching on my jacket, which I'll show you later. And then I decided that I was gonna change my clothes and get ready because I knew that we were gonna go to dinner. So I was like dry shampooing my hair and stuff, and then all of a sudden the fire alarm started to go off, and I was like, is this just my room? Like so I like pressed the silence button, then I could still hear it, and so then I like went out into the hallway. Nobody else was leaving the building, and anyway, I took the stairs and I exited the building, and I don't really know if it was a false alarm or not, but I ended up running it into Liz in the parking lot, and it was really funny because she waved at me from across the parking lot, and I'm like still like really confused about the whole fire alarm thing, and then she's like, hey, and I'm like, who is this person? Because she was pretty far away, and she had sunglasses on and her suitcases and stuff, and then I was like, oh my gosh, hi, and I was like told her about my crazy dry shampoo fire alarm incident. And anyway, so we went across the street to Tim Hortons and kind of got some coffee and caught up for a little bit, and then kind of in the next hour or so, Kathleen and Shiloh ended up getting in, and then we all went to dinner, and it was so great. I was so thrilled to meet all of them, and we had a fantastic time, and they are like, I already knew they were amazing people, but they're even more amazing now that I have met them in person. A few weeks before Stitch North, Kathleen had actually reached out to me because she had plans to room with somebody, but then they ended up canceling, and she didn't want to stay by herself. So Kathleen and I actually ended up being roomies for the weekend, and it was so much fun, which I'm so glad that she reached out to do that, because I don't know. I think it was even more fun, like, because then when you go back to your room at the end of the night, like, I wasn't alone, and neither was she, and so it kind of just made it even more fun, I guess. So, because I am very much a, like, introverted, like, need to recharge by myself kind of person, but I was really thankful to room with Kathleen, because I don't think I would have been... It made it easier for me to like get the day started and like meet up with people and stuff. So yeah. And also it was so sad to leave at the end. I definitely cried. But yeah, I love you guys. I also got to meet Shelby from Stitches by Shelby. And it was so funny because she, I guess she drove in on Friday, and because I think from Michigan where she lives it was going to be like 5 hours or so, and anyway, none of us had seen her yet, but we were all very excited to meet her, and had messaged her. I was like, you know, what table are you at? And like I kept looking around, I couldn't find her, and then like all of a sudden she showed up, I guess closer like in the afternoon, and Kathleen was like, oh, I think that's her, and so we all kind of like bombarded her at once, because Liz had made pouches for all of us, and I had made the little friendship bracelet scissor fobs, and so we like approached her, we were like super excited and gave her some gifts, and she was explaining kind of some of their struggles, because once they crossed into Canada, they kind of like lost all of their service and weren't able to, they like lost their GPS routing to the hotel, and so they had a little bit of a struggle, because she brought her husband with her. They had a little bit of a struggle getting there, but I was very thankful that she made it. And anyway, it was really nice to meet Shelby as well. And so when I sadly had to leave at the end of the weekend, my first stop on the way home was going to be, or before getting to the border, was going to be going to Niagara Falls, because I had kind of missed it the first time around. And so the weather wasn't as beautiful on Sunday as it was on Thursday, but also, since I was there in the morning, there weren't a lot of people, so I was actually able to find a place to park this time and see the falls, and it was so magical. Like, seeing that natural wonder is just, like, it makes me so giddy with excitement. So I had a wonderful time getting to stop at Niagara Falls and, like, actually see the falls. I, like, stopped and I went to the gift shop and got a postcard for myself and to send to my parents. And I also ended up buying a sticker. I think it's in here somewhere. Yeah, I ended up buying this sticker because it stands for Queen Elizabeth Way, because like I said, I drove myself through Canada to get to the hotel. So I figured this was a very fitting little memento. I have a Yeti cooler that I kind of put a bunch of travel stickers on, so that will be going on to the cooler. But yeah, I want to kind of just like put in some pictures and some video. I don't really have, the only video I have is of the falls, but I did want to put in some pictures and stuff from my trip, because I'm sure that I have forgotten to mention some things, and yeah, so I just kind of want to put some pictures in here as a fun little, like, I guess, record keeping, I suppose, of the weekend. So here are some photos from Stitch North. Oh, and another thing you should go check out if you haven't seen it already, if you go to Kathleen's Instagram, it's Situation Normal, she made a reel with me, her, Shiloh, and Liz, and it's to the Pretty Girls Walk song by Big Boss Bet, and anyway, it was a smash hit. It was so much fun to make, so thank you, Kathleen, for having that idea and executing it, because I think it turned out really great. So anyway, I can't put the video in here because the music will get copyrighted or whatever, but yeah, go to Kathleen's Instagram and go check out her reel because it was so much fun to make. So anyway, but the whole weekend was great. It was just like lots of stitching and hanging out and lots of great stuff. So I did shop. I got a decent amount of progress in on a lot of my projects. And yeah, trying to glaze over what I wrote down. I'm gonna talk about Stitch North kind of sporadically throughout the whole video, because that's kind of the big stitchy stuff that happened to me in the past, or since you saw me last. So yeah, I think we can just go ahead and start talking about stitching now, because if I just kind of sit here and rattle on, this video will probably be way longer than I would like for it to be. So yes, let's talk about FFOs. So the first one is going to be my Smalls Exchange small, which I stitched, well, for the Smalls Exchange. And anyway, I can't really remember what all I said in my video that I filmed 3 weeks ago. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that clip in here, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I guess this is me from the past. Hello. I wanted to show you the small that I made for Stitch North for the Smalls Exchange. So, excuse me. This is what I stitched. It's called Cactus Party by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It took me, like, I think I said 11 hours to stitch this. I used the called for DMC. The fabric is a 32 count Picture This Plus Lugana in the color Murmur. And yeah, I finished it as a pillow and with this cute little red floral pattern. And then I also stitched Stitch North 2023 to glue on the back of the pillow, just kind of to help disguise that seam, but to also kind of indicate where this small came from, I guess, with whoever will end up with it. So yeah, I guess at this point I will have known who got my pillow, so I'll talk about that in my Flosstube where I insert this clip. Anyway, we'll see if I can remember this. But yeah, I was so proud of this. It looks so cute. And I hope that it lives a happy new life in its new home. Okay, so yeah, I'm absolutely like very happy with how that pillow came out. I really wish I could have kept it for myself. I'm probably gonna stitch it again just so I can have one because it was super cute. And my small ended up going to a girl named Shanley, and she thought it was adorable and she was very happy to take it home with her. So yeah, and then I guess since we're talking about smalls exchange, mine's actually right there. So this is what I ended up getting from my smalls exchange. Where's the bag? Okay. So it was packaged in this adorable little bag that definitely is very like 80s roller skating vibes. But let's see, she wrote down what this pattern was. Cheryl is the one who stitched this for me. She's actually on Instagram as Bay Girl Stitcher. And she says this is called Stitching Bird by Heart and Hand, and she stitched it on 28 count antique white, and she used all the called for DMC. So I love this, and it really matches my little stitchy area really well because as you can tell, I have lots of white things because I like how bright it makes my space. And I love pink and red, so we got that going on in there. And I think this little spool is adorable that she's got on the bottom there. So yeah, super cute and totally adds to my little stitchy space. So thank you, Cheryl. She also included she is from Prince Edward Island, so she included some Prince Edward Island themed extras. So there's like a little notepad, and then this little Anne of Green Gables bookmark, which I really need to read that because I have not, and Kathleen was like, I think you would really like it. And then she got me some chocolate. So yeah. And oh, there were some buttons in here too that she gave me. So yeah, it was super nice. I had a really fun time. I had never done a smalls exchange before. I definitely will do, I'm going to StitchCon this summer, so I definitely will do one for StitchCon. And I think I have an idea of what I'm going to stitch for it, but probably need to start that in the next couple weeks because it's May and StitchCon is in June. So yeah. All right. Okay, so the next finish that I have to show you is my Reaping Love by Silver Creek Samplers. I finished this, I think probably, oh, you know what? I finished it on October the 7th because I was like all excited about how I finished it on the day that we're gonna get married. I finished it October 7th, 2022, and we're gonna get married October 7th, 2023. So anyway, here is my I Love You to Death. Well, it's called Reaping Love. It says I Love You to Death. Like I said, this is Silver Creek Samplers. I did it as a flat fold, and I used this fabric that I found at Joann's, or Joann. I don't know if it's plural or not. But anyway, I liked this because it had all these swirls on there, and it kind of I felt like it tied in with the swirl on the H and the Y. So yeah. This is, I think I stitched this on like 32 count linen from Fortnite Fabrics called Cozy Cave. And then I stitched with all the called for DMC and Weeks Dye Works. So, but I love this. I have it sitting on top of my printer over here. I don't know if that shows up in the frame. Oh, it kind of does. See? But anyway, yeah, so I got that finished. I don't know, I guess I was just very eager to like fully finish something because I have a list of all the stuff that I have finished that isn't fully finished, and sometimes if I look at it, it just haunts me, so I was just trying to really cross something off the list. So anyway, that is fully finished now. And that was all of my fully finished objects. So now we're gonna get into the whips, and there's a lot of mix between like stuff that I worked on before Stitch North and stuff I worked on at Stitch North. So let's see. The first one that I'm going to show you though is very special because it is Sweetheart Campfire, and she is out of the Q-Snap. So pretty exciting. So anyway, this is what Sweetheart Campfire is going to look like. This is artwork by Kinkade, and then this is what it would have looked like last time I showed it to you. And then this is what it looks like now. Oh, of course I folded it all up fully inside. This is a ginormous piece of fabric. Okay, this is what it looks like now. Oh! Oh, it looks so cool on camera because it just totally looks like the corner of a picture. Oh my god, I love it. Okay, so yeah, this is a crap ton of stitching. Okay, so first off, this is like how big my fabric is for this project. And it's basically going to take up this whole thing. But one thing I noted while I took it out of the Q-Snap is, hold on, I wrangle all this mess. Okay, so basically the length that it's going down on this side, that is half the height of the piece. And then the length between here and here is 1/3 of the width of this piece. So it's kind of that kind of helped me understand really how far I've gotten, because I think this is like really close to 9% done or something like that. So this is a 18 count oatmeal Aida, and I'm stitching 2/2 full cross, or I'm sorry, 2/1 full cross. So yeah. I think last time you saw it, I was almost done with this diagonal. So I finished that out, took it out of the Q-Snap, and so when I put it back in the Q-Snap, I'm going to put it over in this area and then finish out these diagonals going up this way. So that's kind of my game plan. So I was doing some math with this to try to figure out, like, if I really wanted to get to 50% by my 30th birthday, like how many stitches that would be and whatnot. Here's the back, by the way. I thought that might be interesting. She's the best. You can see where the first time I did it, I just tried to get that page finish, but now I'm just stitching diagonally, so. Anyway, okay, so I would like to get 50% by my 30th birthday. That's not like a hard and fast goal, but it was more of just like a way for me to kind of gauge how long this is really going to take me. So I did this whole little math cheat sheet thing. So basically, if I want to get to 50% by my 30th birthday, that means I would have to stitch 82,320 stitches. And I would have to do that in 33 months, which means I would need to stitch 2,065 stitches per month for the next 33 months. And that sounds pretty reasonable because I also did some math to figure out how much time and stitches I typically spend per month. So basically, I average about 2.5 stitches per minute. And that is based on like me tracking my time and tracking stitches for just a few sessions here and there. I've done it several times before, and that's usually how it shakes out to be, about 2.5. So, and then I also have been averaging about 40 hours of stitching per month. So if you use that information, that would mean that I get around 600 stitches per month on all my projects that I would spend that 40 hours on. So, and if I'm supposed to get 2,065 stitches per month on Sweetheart Campfire, that's like 1/3 of my stitching time every month. So I made this whole little spreadsheet kind of just for fun to see like if I could really keep up with that. But yeah, probably not really gonna happen if we're being honest. But I think I probably will get close to 50% by my birthday. Maybe a better or maybe what's more realistic would be 30% by my 30th birthday. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting to kind of do all that math to figure out like how much time I would actually have to put into it to reach that goal, and it definitely is a stretch. So we will see what happens. So I think that might be all I have to say on that one. I did spend 3 hours and 45 minutes on that project since you last saw me. So next up that I worked on was British Isles. I was really trying to get close to doing finishing part 2 because I am behind, which I don't really care that I'm behind, but I have been dragging on part 2, and so I kind of really wanted to get it done, and I almost got there. So this is what British Isles, this is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. But this is what it's going to look like. I don't think all the parts are out yet. I think there's only up through 4 maybe is released. And then this is what it would have looked like last time I showed it to you. And then this is what mine looks like now. So I feel like I have all the motifs done. I think I just need to do the little like outline of the country right here. Yeah, I think that's all the motifs for part 2. There might be one more, but I can't remember. But yeah, I just need to do the border of the country right there. And then I've pretty much only been stitching on this if I watch The Crown, and I haven't really been watching much TV because leading up to Stitch North was a lot of like grown-up stuff, dealing with the car and packing and all that stuff. And then obviously I wasn't watching TV while I was traveling. And then this past week has just kind of been recovery from traveling. So yeah, anyway. But I don't know when I will pull this back out again, but I do really enjoy this, and I do like stitching on it while watching The Crown because it just feels legit to work on something that's related to what you're watching on TV. Just think that's kind of fun. Okay, the next 3 projects that I'm going to show you are all projects that I worked on while I was at Stitch North. So the first one is going to be Haunted Library by Lola Cross Stitch. This is what this pattern is going to look like. And then this is what it would have looked like last time I showed it to you. And then this is what mine looks like now. So while I was at Stitch North, I worked on the bookcase with Pennywise. I think the chapter is called Long Live the King, and in reference to Stephen King. But yeah, so I finished up that bookcase, and then I also, while I was stitching those books, I filled in the rest of the books that I was missing on the Headless Horseman, which is that middle section of the bookcase. So I'm pretty happy with how that's coming. This is stitched on 36 count Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers linen in the color Queen Crepe Myrtle. And I'm stitching 2/2 with all the called for DMC. So, I think the next, well, these are on my whip go board to be working on all the different sections, but I think I'm probably going to let this one have a break until it's called again on whip go, because I have I think the last 2 projects that I'm going to show you today are kind of the ones that I really want to focus on. So this one's probably going to have a little relaxing break until I'm ready to come back to it. Okay, so the next one that I worked on was Alice in Wonderland, and I really didn't spend very much on this, about 2 hours while I was at the retreat, and I only worked on the border because I was just trying to get in some progress so that whenever it's called again on my whip go board that I'll have some stuff done. So this is from Satsuma Street. I guess I'm out of practice. I don't know. This is Alice in Wonderland by Satsuma Street. This is what it's going to look like. And then this is what it would have looked like last time I showed it to you. And then this is what mine looks like now. So I basically finished, or not finished, listen to me. I worked on this border over here. So I think let me look at this. Yeah, okay, so the outline for this triangle is complete. And then I was starting to just kind of bring down all these threads. I was kind of just starting to bring down that border. So I feel like it would be nice for me to just finish the border and then go back and do like the little filling in the flowers and the little edge pieces right there. But I do have this on my whip go board 2 more times. One is to do the border for the caterpillar and one is to do the border for the Queen of Hearts. So I didn't really explicitly spell out to myself what that meant as far as like what is included in the border, but I was kind of thinking that I would do obviously the border around it and then fill in this one and maybe like half of that for one, and then for the queen, you know, finish around, fill in that, and then do the other half of this for the queen when it says Queen of Hearts border. So this is my oldest whip, not including my full coverage, and I really would like to get it done this year, so hopefully that will happen. But that is my Alice in Wonderland by Satsuma Street. I'm stitching it, I'm pretty sure all the called for materials. It's like 28 count, ice blue, Zweigart linen, and then all the called for DMC. Okay, next up is actually a new start. I don't know why I keep moving my hair around. Next up is a new start. I started this with Shiloh from X Stitch MD and Liz from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. So I guess it was kind of like a friend start and a Stitch North Retreat start. So this is called the Love Boat Sampler by Artist Designs, and this is what it's going to look like, and this is what mine looks like. So I think I'm using like 3 of the called for flosses, and everything else is just kind of, I've made it up, or I'm using the DMC conversion. So she does include, so the pattern calls for color and cotton fabric and floss. And so I did not have, okay, so I decided, I was like, okay, color and cotton floss, cool. I'll go through all my monthly clubs to see what I have. And I only had 3 of the colors that she uses in this chart from having the monthly club for like the past 1.5 years. So obviously I used I picked out what I had that she called for. And then I basically pulled the DMCs for that, because she also includes the DMC conversion for this chart. I pulled all the DMCs that she calls for and kind of compared them to what color and cottons I did have, and then picked out flosses that kind of made sense. And then if I couldn't find a color and cotton that I had that matched whatever the DMC was, then I just used the DMC. So that was kind of how I went about doing my conversion for this. I did type it up, so I will have it linked in the description box if you're interested in stitching this and want to use color and cottons that you've gotten from your monthly clubs. That will be down there for you as a resource, I guess. But yeah, and then the fabric that I'm stitching on is a 36 count linen from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers called Summer Soiree, and it's like this light pink color and it has some blue modeling on it, which you can kind of see there. But yeah, so I just think this is so cute. I've never stitched a sampler before, so this is really fun because it's not really too samplery and it has lots of fun, beautiful, bright colors. So these are the flosses that I have for this. Several of them are DMCs, so like my gray, both of my browns, and then the yellow are all DMC. And then 3 of these color and cottons are called for, but the rest of them I just kind of picked from my stash. So yeah, anyway, like I said, I'll have the flosses, the floss names in the description box as a link. It's like a Google sheet, or not Google sheet, a Google Doc that I typed up. So I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them are special edition colors, so it's only going to be useful to you, I guess, if you have that color and cotton floss club. So But anyway, just in case you're curious. But yeah, I think this is, I was able to put this into Pattern Keeper, which is really fun. And I think this is like 10% or something like that. So, but it's gonna be so cute. I'm so excited about it. Shiloh and Liz have recently posted updated pictures of theirs, and so it made me want to stitch on mine. So I stitched on it for a couple hours yesterday, just to get in some more progress. So, because I need to post a picture on my page. I haven't done that yet, so. Okay, the next project that I have is another Lola Crow. This is her newest stitch along Greenhouse of Oddities. This is what has been released so far, and this is what it looked like last time I showed it to you. And this is what it looks like now. So, let me see if I can, I feel like I need to get like, what do people call them, like a design board or whatever, just to help prop up my stuff. Okay, anyway, so this is where mine is. I'm stitching mine on 36 count linen 2/2. It's from Fox and Rabbit, called Oyster Shell. It's like a very gray purpley color, and I'm using all the called for DMC, and I think this is about 30, somewhere between 25 and 30% complete. So I have the dome finished. I'm just doing like that black kind of framework, I guess, now. So I really enjoy this. I worked on this for several hours yesterday. Let's see. Oh, I didn't actually write down the time because I knew that I was gonna be, because I wrote my notes for this video a while ago. But yeah, I spent at least 3 hours on this yesterday, so probably even more stitching than that because I think I worked on it a little bit before I went to Canada. So, but I really want to get as much of the frame done as possible before the first planting. So that's, the first planting comes out at the end of this month. So that's why this is going to be my focus to work on. So when I was working on this yesterday, I actually, since my Sweetheart Campfire is not in the Q-snap, I decided to use an 11 by 11 because this is the Q-snap that I usually have my full coverage in. And honestly, it's been really nice to stitch on this. Like stitch like a normal piece inside of an 11 by 11 because I haven't had to move the Q-snap around as much. And I'm also able to do two-handed stitching when I use this 11 by 11 because basically I will prop this side on the edge of the desk, and then the bottom piece will be kind of in my lap. So I'm able to kind of two-hand stitch with this Q-snap. However, my posture is terrible when I do that. So I think I might be looking into getting like the K Creations lap stand because I like how you can put it on a table or you can put it in your lap to use it. Because I really do like the two-handed stitching. I feel like it definitely goes by faster because you're not having to like do this business over and over again. So anyway, that was kind of one thing that I was thinking about while I was working on this yesterday. Okay, so that is all my cross stitch, but that is not all the stitching. So I did start a brand new project. It is embroidery, and you probably already know what it is. It's my Taylor Swift jacket. So I did find a better denim jacket. The one I had bought at Target was just too big for me, so I took it back, and then I went to Old Navy, and Old Navy had a really nice one that was actually cheaper than the one at Target. So it fits me better, I like the wash better, all that kind of stuff. A few of you commented that or suggesting that I check the thrift store for a denim jacket, and that was actually my first kind of plan when I was taking on this project. And I went to like 2 different Goodwills and this other thrift store in the area, and none of them, like, not a lot of them even had denim jackets, and if they did, they had like really big fashion elements to them. Like they were like super feminine cut, or they had like gems or like weird like lace on them and stuff like that, and so that was just not the vibe I was going for. So I did end up purchasing a new jacket from Old Navy, but anyway, so this is where I'm at. The stuff that you're seeing there is, I guess, like, that I've stitched on is it in here? Yeah. I bought this off of Amazon. I'll see if I can link it in the description box, but it is Stick and Stitch. It's like printable wash away stabilizer, I think is what it's called. Is that what it says? Yeah, I don't know. But basically, I mean, it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You can print on it with your printer. And so basically what I've done is, I put all the album, I used the V-Hand Stitching album titles because she's already got them set up for this purpose. And then I like arranged them on a PDF, or on a, not a PDF, it was a, like, pages or whatever I have on my computer. Arranged them on there, and then I printed it out on normal paper and cut it out so I could get the sizing right. And then once I got the sizing right, I printed out on this like wash away stabilizer stuff. And so each of the albums is like cut out like this, and then you just peel it like a sticker and stick it to the jacket. And then you can just stitch over all the words in whatever color and whatever stitch you want to do. So that's what I've done so far. So I'm gonna stand up so I can get a little closer. So I've got Taylor Swift, and I just chose this like creamy color DMC, and then I did Fearless, Speak Now, which she actually just announced, Speak Now Taylor's version, which is gonna be out July 7th. So, and then we've got Red, which is what I'm working on now. So I finished the R, and I just started on the E. So, Taylor Swift and Red, I've done satin stitch. Speak Now, I've done chain stitch. And then Fearless, I don't really know what stitch you call that, but it's kind of similar to the chain stitch, but you like pierce through the thread when you come back up, or down into the fabric. So kind of winged it a little bit on that one. Honestly, this whole project is me winging it because I know of some embroidery styles, but I'm not an embroidery artist by any means. So anyway, but this is what it's looking like so far. I'm so excited. Eek. So yeah, I'm really hoping to finish Red in the next day or so. And then up next will be 1989, which will go right underneath Speak Now. But basically, whenever I put on a new sticker to stitch, I lay all of them out on the jacket so I can make sure that my spacing is right, and then I'll stick down the one that I'm going to work on. So that's kind of how I'm spacing everything out, how I want it. But yeah, so Fearless and Red, she has actually released the Taylor's version for those. So the fonts here are I guess what the new font is. Speak Now, obviously when I did this, didn't have the new font because she didn't announce it yet. But honestly, I really like using this old font because I think it's cuter. It's a little more like loopy and whimsical. So anyway, and I'm also super proud of how all this overlap turned out on this O. Like, I'm so happy with it. So anyway, that's how my jacket's coming along. I think we're at a good pace as far as finishing it for the concert. I see Taylor Swift on July the 1st. So yeah, I think we're gonna make some good progress. So I'm actually going out of town this week to my sister's graduation, and I think this is the only stitchy project I'm gonna bring with me, just so I can, first of all, it's easier because I don't have to look at a pattern, and second, I really need to get going on this so I can have it ready for July the 1st. So yeah, okay, that's all of my projects that are going on right now. Next up is gonna be haul, and I did purchase quite a few things at Stitch North, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, and then I'll be right back with some haul. Okay, so I have a couple items to show you that are not haul. Well, I guess I didn't pay for them. They were gifts. So the first one is I got a piece of Elizabeth Ann Kid stitch work. So she made me this beautiful little like notion pencil pouch type thing, and it is like got this really cute like dome shape to it. And anyway, it's adorable. She made these for me, Kathleen, Shiloh, and Shelby, and she like filled them with something. So she gave me like a pen and this color of Classic Colorworks called Aunt Marie's Violet, and then she gave me some scissors and some needles, which are, I think they're 26, yeah. And then she gave me one of her needle minders that she made for Stitch North. It says Elizabeth Ann Canada Stitch. I can't really read that because my camera's not great. So yeah. This is the same kind of needle minder as her, where is it? I have it on my backpack. As this one where it says Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. Because it, like the actual, this part doesn't have a magnet on it, but it's magnetic to this, the actual magnet. So, anyway, I feel like that's unlike most needle minders, because most needle minders have the magnet glued on the back. But anyway, I love this. It's adorable. And then, yeah, so I'm really excited because my plan is to kind of put all my, like, essential items in here. That way, like, whenever I go somewhere to stitch, I can just grab this little pouch and be ready to go. So, and her craftsmanship is stellar. So, she's very talented. Okay, and then, oh yeah, Shelby gave me, Stitches by Shelby, she gave me this adorable little sticker. It's some stork scissors, and then it's got her little name on there. Again, you can't see it because my camera sucks. But yeah, I'm gonna put that on my floss box. And then Kathleen had gotten this sticker for me while we were there. So that one's also gonna go on the floss box. So yeah, and then the only other, like, okay, I'm about to get into like the actual Stitch North haul, but the only other thing that's not Stitch North is my fabric of the month from Bestitch Me. I thought I signed up for the, like, every other club where you get neutral color, but I guess I signed up for just the neutral club, which is fine. And so I got another neutral fabric. It's called Grog, and this is 36 count linen. So, super pretty. Oh, this side's really mottled. But anyway, yeah. So excited to add that to the stash. I always get so excited getting the fabrics in the mail. Okay, so all the stuff that I bought. Some of this stuff is actually like what was in our like swag bag when we signed in. But most of the stuff I think that I put in here is stuff that I bought. So yeah. Okay. So the biggest items in here are, I bought a couple project bags from Sheba Designs. I actually got to meet Melissa and she was super nice. And so I bought 2 of her project bags. This one is very Christmassy, and we've got like these, like, they kind of look like gingerbread houses. But yeah, I have one Christmas bag that I made for myself, but I thought it'd be nice to have another Christmas bag. And all of her bags have these adorable little, it's got a little puppy print and a little Canada maple leaf. So it's super cute. And then I also got a Tula Pink patterned one. And this one has flamingos on it, which is really cute. And it was funny because I bought this because it's pink and has flamingos on it. And then I like brought it back to the table and was like showing everyone what I got. And Liz was like, oh my gosh, are those shrimp? And I was like, what are you talking about? These are flamingos. And she's like, no, there's a shrimp. And there is, which is so cute. There's another one right there. But I just think that's adorable because obviously that's what flamingos eat that makes them pink, is the shrimp. So anyway, I just thought that was so cute. It was kind of like a little happy extra surprise, I guess. And then also from Sheba Designs, I got this little thread bed. So I got this one with little strawberries on it. And she's got flannel in here, so it's really soft, but your threads will also stick to it. And then a little piece of felt to put your needle. So I've never had one of these, and I'm very excited about it. I think I'm actually going to put this with my Love Boat sampler so that all those little extra threads that I don't want to throw away yet, I can put them in here, and then they won't make my floss ring look so ugly. That's kind of my plan for that. And then let's see. So I got a couple patterns from D's 20 Stitches. I got toonies, which I learned a lot about these birds. So this bird is called a loon, and it's on the back of their dollar coin, which is known as a loonie. And this is called toonies because there's two loons. So anyway, I just love this. I think it's so cute. And honestly, I feel like a loon just looks like a fancy duck. I don't know as far as like size-wise if they're like much bigger or about the same size, but anyway, I really like that. And then I also got the Beverly Glen sampler. This is so cute. D obviously had the models for all of these there. And what size is this? Okay, so the model that they had was stitched on 40 count, and it is so eensy teensy adorable and cute. It just like, I think it probably was like in a 4x4 or 5x5 frame, and I just think it's so cute to have a sampler that tiny. So, and they also include like a full alphabet so that you can change, like you don't have to stitch Beverly Glen, you could stitch, you know, your hometown or whatever you want the sampler to mean to you. And there's also an alphabet to do your initials, and I'm pretty sure there's letters in here. Yeah, there's letters in here too, so if you want to change the year. So I really like how customizable they made it. And then, so those are the only two patterns that I bought. And then let's see. I did get some Brennan needle floss. I kind of like could not pass this up because look how cool that is. It's all speckly. I've never seen speckled floss, and I just think this is so unique. So this one is called All the Tuts, this pink one, and then this one is called The Roundabout Side of Town. So I just feel like this one looks like a robin's egg. I have no earthly idea what I'm gonna do, like stitch with these, but yeah, anyway, I think they're very pretty. And I'm pretty sure you can order this on, I think Brennan Needle has a website that you can order this from if you're interested in getting some speckly floss. Okay, and then I bought two pieces of fabric. So the first one, I bought this from Pastime Pieces, which was a vendor that was there at Stitch North. And so this first one is a 36 count linen from Fabric Flare in the color Cafe au Lait. So it's just a very good neutral. And then the second piece of fabric that I got really just stood out to me because it just looked so magical. This is also from Pastime Pieces. The linen is 40 count, atomic fibers in the color Freeze. And look at this. It just like, oh, there's a random, I probably was looking for that, piece of 310. But look how beautiful that is. It's very modeled, but it's also like, I don't know, it just looks magic to me. In person, like, it just looks very like, at least this corner especially, looks very pink. It's not really showing up accurately on camera, but it is very, there's like lots of pink and blue in there, and it's just really pretty. I have no earthly idea what is gonna go on it, but I couldn't like not take it because, or not get it because it was so pretty. Just like, look at that. It reminds me of a cloud or something, I don't know. I love it. Okay, so I think that's all that I bought. I think the rest of this was just like goodies that was in our bag when we checked in. So I think one of my favorite things from the little goodie bag was this, it was a Brennan needle kit, and it was like the little, I guess, chart for Stitch North. I can't really show you because it is the chart, but it's really cute. It's like a little bear, and then inside the bear there's like some silhouettes of some trees, and then it says Stitch North 2023, and then there's a cute little border that goes around it. But they gave us like the fabric to stitch it on, which I think this is 18 count Aida. Yeah, 18 count Aida from Brennan Needle, and the color is called Green Gardens. And then they also gave us the floss to stitch it with, and this is called, what does it say, Maybon? Revolt of the Spirits Mock Beggar Graves. Those are different. Okay, so this is Maybon, I think. And then this little paper says the Revolt of the Spirits Mock Beggar Graves. So I don't actually know what this floss color is called. But anyway, they gave us that so that we could stitch this little bear on this adorable little piece of fabric. So it's very small fabric, so I probably will actually try to stitch that in hand. And I am going on a trip in July where I will be flying to, what is it? I think I'm flying to Spokane, and then we're doing some outdoor adventure thing. So I might bring that because the pattern is obviously just like on this piece of paper, and it won't require a lot of stuff, but I'll still get to stitch. So that's kind of my plan for that. And then there were several charts that we got while we were there as part of our little swag bag. I'm not really going to go through all of that. I do really like this though. It's Tiny Modernist. And then, what is this? Another free chart. We got some cute needle minders. I'll show you those. So I got this little, this actually isn't a needle minder, but I just thought this was really cute. It's a little button, and it says, Freddy Frog is not one to fear. Instead, you should hold him very dear. Pin him on your bag or purse, and he will protect you from the frogging curse. So I thought that was adorable. And then I got some cool needle minders. So this one is like an antique or a vintage postage stamp. And this is from, I can't actually read what this says. But their business card is like a piece of Aida with their name stamped on it. And then I got a little, what do they call, floss bling, I think is what people call it, from Pastime Pieces. Was a little freebie. Mine has a little totem pole on it. And then there was another needle minder in here that I really liked. Here it is. Look at this little snowman. This is from Rocky Mountain Needle Minders. And so we got this in our little free bag, our goodie bag. So that little snowman is adorable. But anyway, and there was a few other like random things. Some people passed out floss tags, and some people made like other tiny little trinkets and things that they were passing out to people. So I got some of that, and it was a really good time. So okay, let me collect my thoughts and make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh yes, okay, so I also bought the new stitch along from Frosted Pumpkin. It's called Castle Homecoming, and it's really adorable. You should totally go check out their Instagram to see the sneak peeks, because they've released quite a few, and it's just, they're so adorable. And also, if you're not subscribed to the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery newsletter, they like email you stuff when new things are coming out. Their newsletter is adorable because I feel like Amanda is probably the one that writes them. And just like, I feel like she's very chaotic in a very adorable kind of way. And anyway, it's just really cute, the way she writes and how she talks to everybody on the newsletter. So I highly recommend signing up for that if you're interested in Frosted Pumpkin. But I also ordered some of the stuff that I'm gonna need for that project. And do I need to start another project? No. But I'm going to, because it's really cute. I actually ordered 40 count fabric for it, so it's gonna be fun to stitch a Frosted Pumpkin chart on 40 count. I think it's supposed to be delivered tomorrow, so that'll be fun. And the stitch along I think starts at the end of this month, so yeah. And I think that pretty much wraps up my like official haul, I suppose. But I also wanted to kind of chat about plans really fast. So obviously I mentioned this earlier, but my focus pieces for the next foreseeable future is my Taylor Swift Eras jacket and Greenhouse of Oddities. So we're just gonna see how far we can get. I am definitely, I feel like I make way too many plans for my stitching, and then I just get kind of disappointed when I don't do it, even though I know that like the only way I would be able to meet those goals is if I literally had 0 other responsibilities. So it's just very unrealistic, and I'm trying to not be so like, I don't know, like I don't want to have a stick up my butt trying to meet these cross-stitch goals that are not, they don't matter. These goals don't matter. So I'm just trying to remind myself of that and not to be such a stickler, and just try to have fun, which is, you know, starting another stitch along. Like the other thing too is, in my whip parade video for this year, I had mentioned that I was going to make this goal to get my whip count down to 5, and I'm at 11 whips right now, and starting that Frosted Pumpkin one will get me up to 12. So I think I really just need to reevaluate, like, if that really means, like, do I really want to get my whip count down to 5, or am I just trying to like challenge myself unnecessarily? So I think for now I'm just gonna pretend like that is not even on my radar. We will see what happens at the end of the year. I definitely want to finish stuff that I have started, because I very much like finishing things, but I feel like right now I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself, as far as like giving myself stupid deadlines to finish things. So yeah, I'm just gonna work on what I want to work on and try not to think about all the other projects that I have going on, and because it doesn't matter that they're not getting progress on them if I'm working on something else. I feel like right now I have this like looming monster, this like whip monster who's like, oh, but please work on me, like I want to get finished too, and I just really need to push that to the side and focus on what I'm currently working on. So anyway, it's kind of my internal battle, I guess. It's so funny that this is like all self-imposed too. So anyway, life is weird, I guess. But yeah, okay, I think that's all my stuff. I'm at 57 minutes right now, so not too terrible. We'll see how the editing goes. Okay, so I totally forgot to mention that I made a tutorial. Actually, let me see if I have it in here. Yeah. Okay, so I made a friendship bracelet scissor fob tutorial. So a few videos ago, I showed, actually it might have been last fall, I showed that I made these little, what I'm calling a friendship bracelet scissor fob that's upside down. But it looks upside down to me. Anyway, yes, so it is styled like a friendship bracelet, but I have it attached to my scissors, and I also have included some letter beads so that I could put my name, and I actually made some of these for my friends. I made them for Liz, Shiloh, Kathleen, and Shelby, and who I all got to meet at Stitch North. And yeah, so I made a tutorial on how I put this together. So if you're interested in making your own, please go check that out. I will have it linked in the description box below. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to make these. I've been making friendship bracelets for a super long time, so kind of on and off again throughout my crafty life, I suppose. So it was really fun to kind of turn it into something that's, I guess, like more practical or useful for who I am now. So anyway, the girls really loved their scissor fobs. I think Shelby clipped hers to her scissors, and then like Liz, and I think Liz clipped hers to her little purse that she made, which is so cute. And I think Kathleen and Shiloh clipped them to the little pouches that Liz made them, so like she made for me. So anyway, super fun. Highly recommend go checking that out. It's a good little break from stitching. And if you've made friendship bracelets before, then it's kind of a new way to kind of bring back that old craft. And yeah, okay. Anyway, on to the regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, okay, I think that's gonna be it. I am going out of town this weekend, so I really have no idea how much stuff I'm gonna get done between now and next video, but we will have what we have, and we're gonna be happy about it. Next video, though, is actually gonna be my 2-year Flosstube anniversary, so that's pretty exciting. I don't really have anything special planned or anything, but it is a pretty good milestone, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm very happy that all of you have decided to spend your time with me and join me on this cross-stitch journey. I definitely have a ton of fun making these videos and sharing my projects with you all, and it is a really amazing community that we have here, so, and I'm happy to be a part of it. So yeah, I'm gonna quit talking now because I definitely have talked enough, and I'm gonna go hydrate, finish my latte, edit this video, and just have a great rest of my weekend. So I hope you do the same, and I will chat with you next time. Bye.